We're driving and we're on YouTube. Things are going to be fun. I guess they might even be a little bouncy. Let's see if we can fix that bounce house. Here's the deal, guys. I'm going to be posting a portion of the Union of the Unwanted on YouTube later today. And in it is probably going to be my anti-Elon Musk rant. My anti-Elon Musk rant. And I went pretty hardcore. Now, I know you saw me with John Fitch, and I know you've been keeping up. But I turned on Tucker Carlson last night. I was watching a replay. While I was watching the replay, the top story was basically Tucker saying that there was good news and that two of the big tech empires were about to fall. And I'm just thinking to myself, man, this is completely and totally delusional. And this was on the basis of what? Elon Musk taking a 9% share in Twitter, which would be the majority share. And yesterday, I said it on Fitch. I'm going to say it again. I'm sorry. Did all the fact checks go away yesterday? Did I get a blue check mark? Am I no longer shadow banned? I know people are now calling for Trump to be reinstituted. I think obviously that should happen. I think Alex Jones should be reinstituted. Is that what's really going to happen? Now, here's the next part of this question. If that does happen, does that mean Elon Musk is legitimate? And I'm sorry, I just can't even go that far. I will say this, as I continue to say this, at least Musk is not one of these transhumanists. All right? Or I'm sorry, not transhumanist. Transhumanist. I misspoke there. And Malthusians in the idea that there is not an abundance of resources on this planet and population control is not the answer. In fact, on Tucker, they talked about population implosion in one of the clips. And Musk says, there's a lot of really smart people out there that think we need less people. And he's like, that's not the case. I'll give him that. But to think that all of a sudden big empires are falling, right? Big tech empires. The idea that Disney is going to go down because of this leaked call where they're talking about more and more, let's just say, diverse characters, right? Are they? Disney has positioned itself in a manner where they now own, let me repeat this, own the vast majority of the popular culture, not just in cartoons, but entertainment everywhere. Film, Star Wars, Simpsons, the UFC via ESPN Plus. Like, don't you get it? ESPN Plus is part of the Disney package because ESPN is part of the Disney family. Really, really just do not understand its origins. You don't understand. You don't understand that the only way that they were able to actually get the land for such, a cheap price and without raising suspicion. And it looks like I'm breaking up all over, guys. I'm sorry if this is a choppy broadcast. That's bizarre. I guess from now on we'll use the other phone when we do the drive-alongs here. But give me a break. You know what I'm saying, guys? Elon Musk is not your friend. He's not a hero. It's a huge blindside for Tucker Carlson. They have Candace Owens on, and they're all cheerleading this new Elon move. Come on. And again, I'm all for the things I said. Taking away the shadow bans, opening up the free speech again. That's how it becomes a winning platform. But is that what he's going to do? And if he does that ultimately mean he's the good guy when he has brain chips for people? Remember, brain chips have been around for some time now. Okay, you get it? They're not a new thing. As of 2018, the chief scientist of NASA says a couple 100,000 people roaming around with brain chips. We're not talking about cochlear implants. We're talking about the real deal, O'Neill. All right? He's running military satellites Blackjack, Mandrake 2 satellites via SpaceX all over the globe, and then he's trying to fight with world leaders online via Twitter. Via Twitter. You can't make this stuff up, folks, and you're propping him up as a hero? Think about that. Most thinking people, okay, that aren't buying into all the propaganda, hook, line, and sinker, realize it's a pretty dangerous and bad idea to start a hot war with Russia. Okay? A first world nation with first world military strength. Most people get that's a bit insane. A little bit nutty, if you will. But you wouldn't know about it if you were just listening to the mainstream. And I'm not hearing all these people that are talking about how, hey, the Ukraine's a bad idea, that watching Tucker hasn't done that story. Tucker hasn't done the story that his satellites are being utilized by the Ukrainian military for drone strikes against tanks. I'm waiting for it, Tucker. Tucker do. We give the Tuckster all the credit in the world when he deserves all the credit in the world. But promoting Elon Musk as some kind of Jesus Christmas savior is probably the wrong route. All right? It's bad news brown is what it is. So, we have to be extremely careful of the narratives that are being pushed right now for free speech, who the so-called saviors are. I had a caller on the broadcast since we're podbeaning more and more, and we're doing that live. Make sure to check me out over on the Podbean video and audio podcast, but the live streams are audio. And they asked me, we know you're not a religious man. I am not. I'm not a prophecy guy. But do you think that Elon Musk could be the Antichrist? I think he's the Antichrist. And I'm just saying this. Look, these people at the top, these predator class folks, they war game everything. And they will utilize mythos, religions, urban legends, quote unquote, conspiracy culture, authoritative sources, anything they can to push narratives. That's all I'm saying. That's why he's being portrayed as a hero. Okay? He's not a hero. He's a guy with a bunch of DARPA and military industrial complex contracts. He's moving military cargo around the world in an hour via his SpaceX rockets. It's not about going to the moon. It's not about colonizing Mars. That's fantasy land. Okay? That's Johnny nonsense. That's what the hell are you talking about? Okay? That's not reality. What is reality is space warfare. We don't even know what generation of satellites these things are and what they do. Think about it again. In 2018, Bushnell gets asked about Russians' satellites' weapons capabilities. He talks briefly about space warfare, and then he says he can't comment on it further because he works for the Defense Department. He consults for the Defense Department. That's what's really going on. Space warfare is a real thing. Everybody scoffed at Trump making Space Force. But Space Force was really just an extension of what they had going via what? The Air Force, NASA, the black projects that are going on at underground facilities, the most notable and exposed of which was Area 51, but there were many, many other of these black sites. Yeah, but they can't keep secrets, right? Things can't be compartmentalized. Give me a break and get into reality. So I'm going to be posting a portion of the Union of the Unwanted on YouTube. The rest will be at Rockfin later this evening. I may go live again. I don't know. But I do want to say this. I love you guys. It's not about left or right. It's always about right and wrong. We have to be in a reality-based world, not a post-truth world, okay? Not a fantasy land. Not a narrative world, okay? Not a heroes and villains world. A real world, okay? And not fall for the bullshit. I love you, and I'll see you on the flip.